Here, 701 Nation, episode 29 tonight. One away from 30. Episode 30 is coming after the new year starts. I've got a decent show lined up for you here tonight. First, we're going to hit Argentina makes good move on guns that the U.S. should follow. They got Javier Milei down there. He's kind of a Trumpy kind of guy they elected. Of course, we got a Washington gun prohibition group. They're going to push 7 anti-Second Amendment bills. Ridiculous bills, which you'll find out when we start talking about them. And I changed up the third one. We were going to talk about choosing the right hunting suppressor, but we were getting some snipers in the comments on some of our videos. Snipers, I say in quotation. We're going to read some of those and go over them. Good evening, Eric Newman. How you doing, buddy? And after we hit on the sniper comments there, we're going to have the happy ending of the week. I think Clay might jump on with me here and about 30 minutes is what he said. And hey, Jolene Water, how you doing, Mama Joe? Good to see you jumping in on Facebook. Good to see you here. What I'm going to do real quick here is I'm going to share one of these. We should, like I said before, we should be able to go live pretty soon here on GAT 701 instead of having to do it on a different one. Hopefully we can do that. And I'm looking forward to doing that instead of having to share all this stuff on there. Good evening, Brian Warner, my fellow MVE buddy. Good seeing you. I feel a little low energy, Jeb, tonight after the show last night. So Clay didn't think Deke was going to come on, and he asked me to come on, join him on there. So I did, and ended up doing over a 2-hour show. And then after that, some friends of mine called me. We were talking from the Vetted Patriots there, and and that my friends, I was up another hour with that, and I ended up doing some other stuff before I went to bed. And I didn't get a lot of sleep, so I'm a little bit tired, and so I'm feeling a little low energy. And I'm sorry if I'm not in it right now. I'm trying to share this stuff. I'm a one-man show. I'm trying to share to my Snapchat right here. When I'm done with this, I promise you we're going to get into it. All right, now that my attention is fully undivided, let's get into it. I see some more people jumped on. Let's see here. Let's get some of these comments here before I go back over what we're going to do. Eric Newman says he's smoking 35 pounds of summer sausage and doing 60 pounds of jerky and 35 pounds of snack sticks. Sounds good, Eric. Sounds good. So it's a busy meat night. It's not only a busy good night, it's a great night when you're smoking that much meat. So love to see that, man. But let's get into what we're going to talk about. Like I said, if you guys missed when I first came live, I don't do an intro anymore. I just jump on and go live. Argentina makes a good move on guns that we here in the United States should follow. We're gonna go over that. Good evening, Dan Brown. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you jumping on again. Washington gun prohibition group to push 7 anti-Second Amendment bills. I mean, we're going to go over that. I mean, I know you guys have probably heard these, but it's just ridiculous what they're trying to do here, and other states are trying this. And the third one we're going to have some fun with. I think Clay's going to get on with me. We got a sniper in the comments. Some of the comments I'm going to read that we got on our Steel Challenge videos. Most of them are good and good comments, but some of these guys are, really think they're snipers. So we're going to read some of those. And then the happy ending of the week, of course. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, 8:15. Clay and I are going to be on with Iron Mike Wagner there on K-Fire. Todd's not going to be in, so that'll be on 550, 99.7 FM here in Bismarck. Or what we want you to do is iHeartRadio. Go on there. Josh Patterson, what's up, buddy? Good to see you on, my friend. And we're doing a giveaway tomorrow. I think we're giving away a couple tumblers or water bottles and some caps, and it's Christmas, so we're going to get the giving spirit there. Clay and I are going to give in the giving. And if you do, we're going to have a couple of questions. You're going to have to call in and give the right answer, but we're not sure. If you do win, you got to pick them up at K-Fire, right? Because we're not going to ship them out. So Josh says he's looking at camo at Walmart with the boy. Perfect. I got a lot of camo. In fact, my favorite hunting jacket I got at Walmart. I love that thing. Real thin, fits me real good. Nice camo, keeps me warm. I mean, halfway is waterproof too. So, anyway, let's get into what I was talking about here. Argentina, and I'm kind of going more gun control stuff than I usually do on this one, or gun rights, if you will. Which I like doing that. And tomorrow, Clay and I got some. Just one more thing here on the K Fire, and uh, the whole deal with the NRA has been settled there in New York after Uncle Wayne got ousted. We're gonna kind of tell you what happened or what the judges ordered. Some guys are kind of getting demoted or run out from the NRA, but I think they got it all straightened out now. Probably for the better. Much as I hate to say it in a New York court, but we're gonna do that. And then I got something I was gonna get to it tonight, but I'm not gonna. It's from American Hunter. Walmart and the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation announced the 10-year, $34.5 million renewal of the Acres for America conservation program. I know it sounds kind of tacky, but I read it. I think it's an all right program. Clay will probably disagree with me, but I think we're going to hit on that. And Clay's probably got a couple on top of the other stuff we're going to be, giving away tomorrow. So Wayne, if I get your last name wrong, I apologize. Wayne Maley says, wish I wasn't so far away. Those steel challenges have got to be fun. They are, Wayne. I wish I'm not sure where you live, but they are fun. We enjoy doing them. I mean, you always want to hit it in the bullseye, right? Because it just makes you feel good. And it doesn't happen that way though. You're not sitting on a bench in your own home range and doing it, but it's fun. And we don't edit the misses out. We leave them in there. We could make ourselves look better, but I'm not doing it. That's not what we're all about doing it. But we'll get into that a little later. Lynette says, "Yep, I'll be walking the bird dogs. I'll turn K-Fire. Appreciate it. Love it, Lynette. I'd love to hear that, man." And like the reason I want people to listen on iHeart is Clay and I talk about this all the time, but I'm always going to say it. It's because that way, Todd Mitchell at K-Fire and anybody else who looks at their stats, they can see how many people are listening. I mean, they can't just on the radio waves, you can't tell. It's so we like you doing it that way, and iHeart's great, man. I mean, they let us say whatever we want, pretty much. Okay, he's in Ohio. Yeah, that'd be that'd be a long drive for you, Ohio. Hey, big football game for Ohio State coming up. I see. I'll probably be watching that actually. Doug Wolf says, "I'd be happy if I hit the damn target." We're gonna. I think the worm's gonna turn for you here, Dougie. The next one we do, I'm for sure on the pistol one. It will, because I know you're. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the pistol one yet with my wrist. It's slowly getting better. I was just doing some rehab before, but we'll see what happens. Brian Warner says, "I saw a lot of dead coyotes, even if the hits weren't in the orange." Yeah, for sure, Brian. I think I mentioned that, but yeah, they were dead. One of them got in the rear end, but I mean that would have still killed it probably. But yeah, it was good. Like I said, Troy hit every shot he hit, the pretty good hit on it. Just wasn't in the orange in the money zone, but in this orange. It was fun though, man. I enjoy doing that. I love getting together with other guys and my friends and doing that. It's fun. It's you're serious about it, but you're still having fun. I mean, nobody's getting mad and cussing and throwing their gun, and it's just kind of showing people what just average guys do. And I mean, I'm probably a better shot than the average bear. I shoot a lot more, but just normal people. We're not pros, and just showing what it's like in different positions, different size game, different ranges, and we're going to keep doing it. So anyhow, Argentina makes a good move on guns that the United States should make. And so I got this out of Bearing Arms. I'll just start out kind of reading here what they say. When it comes to gun rights, I mean, I don't have to read this. We're pretty much the best nation for self-defense in the world. If you value your ability to defend yourself with force, the United States of America is the best place to live. I mean, some cities it's not, but I mean, overall, yeah, nothing's perfect, right? And Argentina just made a move that we should have made decades ago. And you're probably like, what could that possibly be? Well, I told you they elected this Javier Milei, and he's kind of like a Trump figure. I mean, maybe not exactly like Trump, but he's a radical change. I mean, for freedom down there that they haven't seen in a long time. And this is one of the things. So he had the government of Argentina lower the minimum age for the authorization to carry firearms at 18. And honestly, I didn't even think you could own a firearm in Argentina, but apparently you can. The measure was adopted through decree. I'm not going to read the number, published in the Official Gazette, which modifies Article 55 of the National Law on Weapons and Explosives. The latter set the minimum age for carrying firearms at 21, which they just changed. Right? Because we can't do this. We can't do that here in America. 18, be 21. Ridiculous, right? Why would that possibly be? And I mean, everybody thinks the same thing, right? You can go to the military and do this, and you can smoke, but you can't drink or carry a firearm around or buy pistols in a lot of states. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. And the guy says, no, it isn't exactly perfect. The law requires a criminal background check and the absence of psychological or physical abnormalities, which is less than ideal, but this is South America. They're about as anti-gun down that way as you can get. This guy says, right? So maybe I was right about Argentina and their gun. So my guess is that this is one of those things that had to be done in order to actually avoid severe backlash. Okay, and now he says, note that in most places in the U.S., you have to be 21 in order to carry a firearm at all, even in some constitutional carry states. We have people trying to ban 18-year-olds from being able to buy a gun at all. Yeah, they want to change that. Not 18, you can't buy a freaking gun. That's hell with your civil rights, I mean, you can't drink either, and in a bar legally, right? I don't know. That's kind of. I mean, some 18-year-olds are far past their mature age. Some aren't. I mean, 18-year-olds seem young to me now. I'm 53, and 18-year-old seems like a fresh-faced baby to me. But I mean, I guess right. If it came to a vote, I would probably say, I guess if you want to get in the bar, if you're 18, if you're going to go to, if you can old enough to go to war, you're old enough to sit and drink a beer or whatever next to me. So, yeah. And they said, yet Argentina, so this hot right here, Javier Milei was elected, managed to expand things. Yeah. And their inflation rate and everything came down. This Milei's, he looks like a wild cat with his hair, and he's kind of got wild hair, like Trump's kind of got wild hair too. But yeah, he's doing good things down there in Argentina. Of course, the liberal media there demonizes him, and his approval rating bounces around, and it's just how it is, right? There's two sides of that stuff. So see what else we got here. Okay, yeah, they're even saying here what his hey, his approval rating's always been higher than Biden's. So it's hopefully, I've never looked I might look into Argentina's gun laws, but this is a good start, right? I think Milei's into probably, I think this summer it'll be a year. I don't know what their presidential terms are there, maybe 4 years, but hey, good thing. And if maybe Trump will do that. I don't know. Maybe he thinks like I do. Some 18-year-olds, I mean, some freaking 38-year-olds shouldn't be going into bars and drinking or probably owning guns, whether their record says it or not. But you can't change how people's maturity levels are. So I'll get a couple more comments here. Brian Warner, he got that one. Gene Cox said, did you see the Dakotas got F ratings from the Giffords gun control people? I did not, Gene. F means, to most people listening here, F means good news to us, because if the Giffords gun control group thinks we're a failure in gun control, that's good. And they were up here years ago. She came up here, Gabby and her whole crew there, and Marty Beard and I and a couple of the guys went over there and then did our thing when they were there. So yeah, good. That's an F I will proudly wear, man. That is great. I did. And thanks for telling me that, Gene. Boy, maybe look into that. Maybe Clay and I will talk about that a little tomorrow. I think that would be. Where'd you if you remember, Gene, where'd you see that? I'd like to look that up. I think Clay and I should talk about that tomorrow. So I'd love to. Anytime I get a chance to stick my figurative thumb in the eye of the Second Amendment prohibitionists, I am all for it. So, and speaking of these scumbags, the Second Amendment prohibitionists, let's take this out to Washington State, right? And then if anybody pays attention, Washington State, oof, brutal out there. I mean, the big city liberals run everything. California, Illinois, and New York got A's, Gene says. I can't believe Washington didn't. Maybe that's why they got all these laws here they're about to introduce to try and get themselves up there with those three freedom-hating states. So the Washington Alliance for Gun Responsibility, right? Yeah, responsibility, my ass. Right, when you hear something like that, it's going to go the wrong way from your freedoms. Has announced its 2025 legislative agenda. The group lists 7 priorities, including a requirement for permits to purchase firearms, the tax on firearm and ammunition sales, and restriction on bulk sales. See, California and Illinois have this, and that's not all of them. I'll just read these other ones down here too, of course. Restricting firearms in sensitive places like parks and public buildings, and letting local governments craft their own regulations, right? So that means even if you did pass all their shit and had a gun, you could go into a town that had a different law from the state that you wouldn't even know, and you're probably breaking 5 of their freaking laws. That's stupid. That is ridiculous. But in that state, it's probably going to pass. I mean, this is stupid. So let's read a little bit more into this here. Limiting the number of firearms and ammunition an individual can purchase at a given time is a straightforward approach to preventing gun trafficking, said Alliance for Gun Research. People who are going to traffic guns illegally are going to do it anyways. You know, limiting the number of guns and ammo that somebody like me or probably anybody here listening could have, that's not gonna stop any crimes from happening. You know, these guys are already doing it. There's already laws for if you can't own a gun or sell it to this person or that. And yet now they're going to limit your ammo. Wow, they could go and sell a bunch of ammo because the cartels come across in Arizona, and I know they have people buy, but even if they do it in California, do a background check and your record's clean, then you can still go sell the shit to somebody else. And you don't think criminals have people who buy them stuff when they're not able to because of a law? Yeah, they do. But they are getting pushback here. Alan Gottlieb, chairman of Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms, quickly reacted to the purchase permit and special tax items in comments posted by Dave Workman with Liberty Park Press and the Gun Mag. He says, no other enumerated, and I like this, these two things these guys said here, no other enumerated constitutional right requires a permit from the government to be exercised. Right. They only the Second Amendment because they hate it. Gottlieb told likewise, the exercise of other constitutional rights cannot be subject to a punitive tax. Yeah, poll tax and all that crap, right? And they wanted to try to get people not to vote or exclude certain groups. And then in the Tuesday interview, Workman told the Center Square, with Democrats firmly in control of the state legislature, he expects a heavy battle over gun rights once this session begins. He said, I think they're going to push for everything they can and see what they can get passed. Like I said, I think they're probably going to pass everything. They got, he says, these guys are separated from reality because they don't seem to want to acknowledge that criminals don't go through the process to buy a firearm. Right, what I said, right? They don't care. Criminals don't give a shit. They couldn't pass a background check if their life depended on it, so they get guns through illicit means. Not only, and there was a study done, I just was reading it not too long ago again. They interviewed people in prison, in the prisons for, when they use guns in their crime. It was like 90% of them got their guns through, they stole them. They broke into people's houses. They broke into cars. That's how they got them. It wasn't illicit gun dealers, right? Like they always want to say, I got a kitchen table gun dealer. Like no, that's not. If this does make a difference, which it's not, it would be a pimple on a fly's ass. It's not going to do anything. Workman explained how the process permit or the proposed process permit would work to buy a firearm there. You have to go to a law enforcement agency to get the permit, and you'll have to pay the agency to do the background check. Workman suggested requiring a permit to buy a gun is unconstitutional. It is unconstitutional. Like Clay said it 100 times. If it doesn't pass Bruin, it's unconstitutional. They didn't have you pay for a background check when the United States of America was founded and the framers did our Bill of Rights. So that is unconstitutional. And he says it right here. This is perfect. This guy says it, nails it right here. It adds another layer of paperwork, another speed bump to the process of exercising a right that is protected by both the Washington state and U.S. constitutions. The Washington Constitution says the right to keep and bear arms to protect oneself shall not be infringed. Impaired. Exactly. They make it a pain in the ass. So somebody who's not like really into guns and they're just getting in it, or just like, what, screw it. I'm not going through all that bullshit. I'm not even. And they love it if they can get one person not to buy one. Oh God, that was great. We stopped them from owning a freaking gun. It's great. We got to keep doing this even more now. And this Renee Hopkins, the CEO for the Alliance for Gun Grabbing, that's what I'm going to call it, said permit to purchase laws are proven as the single most effective policy to save lives and reduce gun violence. Complete and total bullshit. Complete and total bullshit. I mean, if she shows me an article, she probably wrote it and it's bullshit. Like I said, I have never ever seen any legitimate article that says that these permit to purchase laws are. They have that in Illinois. Do you think how is that working in Chicago? I know Chicago is always, it gets brought up because it's a shithole full of criminals who don't care about their gaggle of freaking gun laws, and permit to purchase is one of them. It doesn't do shit. Not doing shit. Um, all of our work in Washington over the last decade has been leading to this pivotal moment. Yeah, right. And like Seattle's a freaking crime-infested shithole too. I got friends who live out there, and then they'll tell you that nothing's changing there. Asked about requiring a permit to purchase, Alliance for Gun Grabbing Chief of Staff Ryan Dish Guzman responded via email to say it's a mistake to assume that permit to purchase requirements have no impact on reducing illegal gun access. It's not a mistake. Experience and research show, your own research does, and your own feeble beliefs, that when lawful sales are subject to better oversight, like verifying eligibility through a permitting process, fewer firearms reach those who aren't allowed to have them. No, and it's not true at all. And the states right here, California, Gene put up here, California, Illinois, they all have that shit. No, their crime rates are up. It's not California's crime is rampant there. One Shot Cap, good evening, One Shot Cap. Thanks for joining. Gene says, I remember I worked at Kmart in 1999. We had to collect $5 for a background check fee. This was for Colorado. Not sure if state or federal law changed and made it no charge. Yeah, I don't know. I bought one gun at Kmart, Gene. Here it was a single shot 12 gauge. As a matter of fact, my mom and her husband have it at their place. So great shotgun. But yeah, I don't remember. That was it was definitely, was it in the 90s? I think it was it might have been in the 90s. I'm pretty sure Clinton was president then. But yeah, anyway. Oh, check. Here's some more. I missed some of them. The rest of the report requiring some of their other laws that you want to try passing here. Requiring safe storage of firearms in homes and vehicles with safes or lock boxes. They had this in D.C. The Supreme Court already overturned this. D.C. versus Heller. You can't force people to lock their freaking guns. But they do it anyways. Democrats don't give a shit about. They act like they're the Constitution and Trump's going to do this and that. They're already doing it. They couldn't care less what law. Biden selling off the goddamn border wall materials. He was told by a court order that he couldn't do it, but he does anyways because he doesn't care. And we got to do this back to these people. This is ridiculous. Here, this one's stupid as hell too. Hold dealers accountable for safe storage and maintaining accurate records. Oh, man, I mean, they always try to make gun shop owners like they're these crooked people who are selling guns to anybody out of the back door when they don't care what. No, maintaining accurate. They do maintain that. The ATF comes and checks on your records. And their idea of, and they're doing it. I mean, Biden did it with his unsafe, whatever Clay calls it, the Unsafe Gun Control Act or whatever. They shut down like a 500% increase in shutting down FFL dealers, taking their FFLs away because these guys and gals had, they forgot to cross a T or put a period here, and they took away their FFL. They're not criminals. That's a damn mistake that you don't close down a grocery store because they forgot to put an I on something or put a period in a sentence, right? And you don't, but for gun, we got to do it for gun dealers. Those guys are, the Alliance for Gun Grabbing also proposed an excise tax on the sale of guns and ammo to raise revenue, support gunshot victims and related services. So we're going to raise taxes on vehicles then too, and baseball bats when people get clubbed over the head or a vehicle accident happens, so we can help support them because of that. No, but they want to do it to freaking guns. It's just like you said in the beginning. It's just another way to get people not to freaking even own freaking guns. And of course, the Alliance said Representative Liz Berry will be the prime sponsor of the permit to purchase bill. The center square requested a comment from Representative Barry, but did not receive a response in time. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. She'll give you a response and try and tell you how evil freaking guns are and how they need more and more freaking laws. That's why I don't talk about gun laws too much. I start getting freaking worked up, which I do get freaking PO'd about it. But all right, we're gonna do our first break here, guys. I'm promising I'm not gonna do a long show tonight because, like I said, I'm tired from doing it. I was on Tuesday, was on with Clay and Deke last night. I'm on tonight. We're on tomorrow, and not that I'm having fun. I just don't want to keep everybody on here, and then I got a few other things to do. But let's do our first break here, our first three main sponsors, and then we'll be right back with we got a sniper in the comments. This is gonna be fun.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber, rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy, Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Anvil Brand LLC, raising and training tomorrow's barrel horses right out of Bismarck, North Dakota. Tracy and her family are great American patriots who not only support the Second Amendment, but they also promoted what you're looking for, top quality barrel horses. Go ahead and give Tracy a call at 701-471-6629 and tell them Guns and 701.com sent you. That's Anvil Brand LLC out of Bismarck, North Dakota.
Like Michael, the flow like Aubrey. Walk around thinking I'm a prince like Saudi. Mismatched Converse, t-shirts tucked in. Know my worth, can't tell me nothing. White Nikes, albino, can cop my stilo. Head to
Right on, JD here, 701Nation. We are back, and check the comments here. I don't think anybody's got any new comments up, so we're gonna jump right into the snipers in the comments section here. So I know everybody. Maybe not everybody listen, but a lot of you have heard we make, make reference to people making comments about, oh, you guys suck and this and that. And, and there was a guy in a recent one, he really got into it here today, but I'm just going to go back. We'll start back when we first did the deer rifle steel challenge there, and that was in September, I do believe. And I'll read these, and then someone we can make a comment about it, or you guys can. So he says this guy's name is at Jack Bolin 5001. Man, he 5 days ago he went back in here he said not a single one of them. And some of these aren't like super critical, but I think they're kind of funny. But he says not a single one of them hit, and yet they claim they can do it can ethically shoot farther. Do better! Exclamation point. You didn't do it under static conditions. No way you should try it in the field. And what he's talking about there, they can shoot farther, is that if you never did see the deer, everybody went through and shot, and then I didn't tell them what was going to happen. I just went again and asked them what they thought their ethical, kill shot range was after the first shot, and everybody told me. And I said, well, now whatever range you told me, you have to hit it at that range, right? And yeah, so that's what that guy's referencing there. This guy here, Team Jesus Outdoors, says, great vid. Thank you. Lesson learned. Most guys have no business shooting past the point blank range of their rifle. So yeah, he thinks most of us here shouldn't even, basically have the muzzle right up to the deer if we're going to do it. And if you can get closer, hey, obviously that's the better way to do it, right? The closer you can get. I admit to getting caught up a little bit sometimes in the long range shooting thing. And I don't know, I think the longest I ever shot a deer was 425. And I've missed them at that range, not a whole lot, because I haven't shot them at that distance a lot, but I did. Giant mule deer I missed. This guy's name is Comprehensive Outdoors. Great video. I think most of those shooters need to reevaluate what a realistic ethical distance is for a deer. I think you were spot on with your 250 to 300 max. So I said that with the rifle I had at the time, and I was shooting the 6.5 Grendel, and I will stick to that. Probably, 250 to 300 for that. This one I had a kick out. This guy's name is Dalton's Walker 6026, and he's referring to one of the contestants there. He hit right where I did, kind of low into the back of the money shot there at 400. But he said, when I asked him what he thought is ethical, and he said 700, and a lot of people gave this comment stuff. He says, the guy that said 700 is full of shit. I did literally laugh out loud when I first read that. It was funny. So this guy, Sexy Plexi GT. I agree. I enjoy long range shooting, but on an animal, I prefer to be close as possible. These guys don't even need to be hunting with the rifle. Half don't even know what gear they have. This is ridiculous. Okay, Sexy Plexi GT. It's maybe, I think all these guys definitely can hunt with a rifle. So I don't know what he thinks you're supposed to hunt with. Just quit or what? Use a bow? I think Clayton's popping in on me here. Just hang on a second here. Yep, I see him right here.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Yeah. I'm just going through some of these comments here.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. This guy here, William Feldner 93. I'm still in the deer contest steel challenge place. He says, "What a joke. Nobody has any business shooting past 400. He says nobody does, not just us who did the contest there. Ever wonder where all the big deer and elk are? Well, they were all gut shot and turned into bear, wolf, and coyote food. So we're just feeding the wild animals with our terrible gut shot. And I can tell this guy, I've shot a lot of, more deer than a lot of people, and I've never lost a one. So
yeah. Did you see my response that I sent to him? Hey, Doc.
I did. I didn't get any responses, but I
had to get in there and actually I'm going to give it to him. So I said, for starters, in North and South Dakota, because the guy said we had no right to hunt like that anywhere, at all.
Yeah.
Since hunting is a right enshrined in our state constitutions. As far as a Montana study goes, did that study do a general death rate of wounded animals, or was it specific and broke down to archery, which I personally know leaves a lot of animals wounded and never found, rifle or other means? Is it your blanket statement that nobody has any business shooting past 400 is complete bullshit? There are several people capable of it, and if they can do it, go for it. And although I missed the orange circle, myself in this attempt, I got there, jumped out of my vehicle, and taking a shot at 400 yards and some pretty good darn wind in a hypothetical target challenge, much different than real life decision in the field, I did just hit right of it. Didn't allow enough wind with my 270 Winchester with that Leopold Very X2 3-9 super sniper scope. Remember he mentioned that?
Yeah, we're getting to that joker.
Yeah, so I felt pretty good in that challenge. As a hunter, I would probably personally not take that shot on an animal in those conditions, but to make a judgment on all shooters in a challenge that is a steel target is just not a good assessment. What is ethical to one shooter's capabilities is not to the others, as the
Mm-hmm.
circumstances they are shooting is not equal to another's. Nice, but have a blessed Christmas and thanks for tuning in. Please, by all means, come to our next challenge. We would love to have you there and welcome anyone to come and have a good time with like-minded shooters. For any information, please don't hesitate to email us at guns in the 701 or check out the website at gunsinthe701.com. So, say, I thought I responded pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It was perfect, Clay.
We'll
Well,
see what Mr. William Feldner 9356 actually does.
So Josh says, "What's up, Clay?"
I
He
seen
says,
that.
he said he's gonna have to go read the comments again. And one shot, I like that one shot. The F Gene stands for freedom. Gene said North and South Dakota got an F from Gabby Giffords. Kelly Gross, what's up, buddy? What's up? What's up?
Josh says good response. Appreciate that. Yeah. I don't really get into any social media wars, but that one kind of torqued me off.
Yeah. So this guy here, he commented on this one, and he just recently made one, which I'll read that too. And he's kind of stuck on this thing like he's a 1,000-yard shooter here.
Yeah.
I think it's I'm bear, like I am bear, like a. He says it was too far for all of those guys. First of all, you know, Whalen, I can't remember. Wyatt, I think he hit it right. So that wasn't too far. A couple other people hit it in the kill zone. It just wasn't in the orange. We had a small orange spot on it. So, no, it wasn't too far for those guys at all. And and he further goes on, guys out west, where they practice a lot out to 1,000. No, Clay, they know 400 yards is a chip shot.
Chip shot, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I want him to come and demonstrate his chip shots to us on that.
Yeah. You know what I will say about that? I don't think 400 yards is really, depending on the weather conditions,
right,
that far of a shot and what kind of rifle you have. But it's so, Clay, you played pool before, right?
Yeah, I suck at it, but yeah.
Okay, but right. Sometimes you play pool and you kick ass and you can't miss, right? But sometimes you don't. And shooting's no different than anything else. It's you can put that to basketball. Some guy one night can score 60 points and shoot 55% floor, and the next night he can't freaking buy a basket, and then somebody sees him, wow, that guy sucks. And what did you see him? Different circuit. You're not always going to go out and kick ass. I mean, that's just and it ain't like we were completely blowing it on these things. It's some shots were, but whatever. That happens too, man. I've seen, my dad has killed more freaking game than pretty much anybody I know. That includes coyotes and deer and whatever. And the guy down there gets him offhand, or he leans over a post and he hits him, right? But if we go to the gun range, I'd probably outshoot him. But it's just, I mean, I've seen him miss stuff too, which blows my mind. But that's just the way shit goes sometimes. But I'd love to see these guys who run their mouth consistently drill shit. I mean, bring it, man. I would love to, our man Dave there, he's a 1,000-yard shooter. He'll tell you shit ain't auto, man, no matter how good you are.
No matter what. Yeah, and let's face it, I'm not blaming anything. I mean, it was a tough day that day with the wind. And it does in that range that Axe has, which I love shooting up there. But you know what? Every circumstance you can think of probably happens there the way that is designed or the way the hills are. That wind, I mean, it can be running 18 mile an hour and then drop to 5 and switch directions.
Yeah. Well, not only that, Clay. Let's just say on the other side, because people haven't been there. There's big hills to the west, and in North Dakota, northwest wind is our prevailing wind.
Right.
Let's just say it comes over that hill, right, at a certain speed, and then it comes down again. Then you're getting a down push on your bullet, and then there's a flat spot where it levels out, and then it goes down even more. And then if it comes from the south, there's kind of a channel where, I mean, it's tricky, man. Yeah, Gene says wind is a great equalizer for sure.
Absolutely.
Even when we did the coyote one there, it's basically flat there, but the wind was definitely deceiving, and that was what blew my bullet off on the first shot. So
Yeah, I mean, like Gene said, it's the great equalizer. And you know what? Everyone needs to, of course, keyboard warriors are keyboard warriors. I don't really put a whole lot of salt into what they say.
Mhm.
Let's just face it. We rolled up there with our hunting rifles. Some have better ones, some have
Yeah,
downgraded
which
ones.
is what I wanted it to be,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, and like me, I got there a little late, so I just jumped out and did it. I mean, actually, that was more realistic. And then seen the one comment, oh, they had bipods. Really? I tell you what, I think bipods or shooting sticks are
Yeah, that was the
probably
one I was going
the
to read
most,
next, actually.
yeah, they're probably some of the most used components other than the scope or optics on a rifle. So what's this guy saying? You use bipods, though it ain't real. Well, what about a scope? Maybe you should go back to iron sights. I know. Let's get the old 30-30 freaking lever action iron sights and go for that. Why stop there? Why don't
Yeah,
we get the bow and the string? I mean, come on,
yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. So the guy you're talking about here is at Mike Adams
Yep.
6776. I'll give him okay right away. Thank you right off the bat, Mike. He said a good video, right?
Right,
And he
right.
says showing that 400 yards is too far. It's not too far.
No.
They're all missing, and they're all using bipods and missing. Again, most of us hit. Not weird. These guys and they're all missing. No,
It wasn't
no,
all missing. No.
right. But yeah, they're all using bipods. Yeah, right. A bipod. I mean, that makes your
It's a
shit
tool.
more ethical, man. I mean, what do you want to go out and offhand and not have a steadier shot? No, I think that's
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
So
I mean, there was some great comments on there. You could tell the people enjoyed it. They liked it. They, like, hey, they love the reality of it that that some people miss, and we don't. I don't know about you, but generally we don't edit out our misses. I mean, I think we show them as much as we do our hits on anything.
yeah, yeah. I remember John Armin saying that on Scott's show before. He's like, people when they're shooting prairie dogs, and people are pretty much giving them the same shit, and he's like, well. We could edit the misses out and make ourselves
Yeah.
look like you're freaking saying you are here. I mean, he goes, but we don't do that. I mean, trying to show a real scenario here. You know what I mean? Real life,
Right.
which hell, we could even make it in slow motion and put some Rocky music or something too, like we're really kicking ass, right?
There. No.
So this is a guy. So this I'm Bear got character. He was back here
Well,
6 hours ago.
yeah, he was on.
Some of you guys. So here he really gets into it here. Some of you guys have never shot long range varmint silhouette, have you? Our closest shot is almost 300 yards, and it's a squirrel target. If you miss that one, you might as well go home, because the crow and the chuck at 400 yards are quite a bit harder to hit. Yet, not a lot of our guys miss those. We shoot off bipods or packs, just like you would when you're hunting. No rear support with any kind of bag. It's just practice and being prepared and knowing your equipment. All right, thanks, Mr. Pro Shooter.
Yeah.
Because everything you said, every guy there does the same shit. Right? We
Well,
practice. We didn't use a rear bag either. We had bipods in our hand. There was no rear bag. I don't know where the hell he's getting this shit from, but
yeah.
in fact, Josh's boy didn't even use a bipod. He had the grip thing laid out there,
Right.
so which in my opinion is harder than a bipod. That's not as stable, right?
Yeah.
I can't shoot it as good anyway as a bipod, but yeah,
Well,
it
guys
still
like
beats the
that.
hell out of offhand and then are leaning over a freaking fence post or something.
Well, Mr.
And he
Sharp
did. By the
Shooter-
way, Clay, I'll let you go right.
Yeah.
His boy did hit it in the freaking the 8-inch
Yep.
gong there on the deer in the kill zone. So
Well, for all these keyboard sharpshooters, I'm good for you. I'm happy you can shoot like that. What I'm wondering is, how come a company hasn't picked you up on their pro staff yet? If you're so goddamn
Yeah.
good, why don't you get
Yeah.
out and get on it? And I don't remember any of us claiming that we were the best shots in the world. We're just we're just guys out there having a good time, getting together for friendly competition and enjoying ourselves on a beautiful day, which it was that day. And then we had kids out there with us too. I mean, to me, that was the essence. Whether we hit the target or not, that was for fun, I mean, essentially. And yes, it's great practice. It's great to introduce the kids to it. The two boys that I had, Leighton and now it's
you're
Braden.
pulling a Jamie. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
Braden, yeah. I mean, both of them have shot Leighton more than Braden, but both of them don't do extensive shooting, like probably you and me and a few others. And to me, wasn't that what the whole point was? Getting kids introduced.
Yeah. Well,
I mean-
we could have recorded it later when Leighton was hammering that thing with the 270.
Yeah, and let's not forget that we did find out, and I didn't know that at the time. Leighton was shooting a 243 package gun. I bought that for him. It was his first gun when he got his first deer. That was the thing I did for my boys. Well, find out that day after I got it home here, what did I find out? Oh, that's right. The scope quit holding the zero. I couldn't get it to group. I was missing my 100-yard steel. So I changed scopes. I dialed her in, and how about this? Boom, we're good again. So it wasn't entirely his fault that he was missing. And like you said, he grabbed my gun and had no problems, didn't he?
No, he was smoking it over there with that 270. I was like, told you that. I was like, man, maybe he should be shooting the 270 here. Like
well, now you know what he shoots. He took possession of my 7mm 08 now. He loves that gun.
All right, let's get a few of these comments here, Clay. Yeah. We've been kind of going. So One Shot Cap says, my name doesn't mean I'm a good shot. Maybe you are though. I don't know. Hey,
good is in the beholder, right?
Yeah. Brian Waters says, I think this means you guys have made the big time.
Must be, huh? For catching hell.
Yeah. I'm like I said, Clay and I we're not trying to go national. I mean, we're basically trying to keep it in North Dakota. So that's why 701's in. But if people are outside of our state and listen to it, we love it, man. We appreciate you guys tuning in. It's great because we're talking stuff that pertains to pretty much every state, but we're just proud Nodaks, right, Clayton?
Yeah, absolutely. We're out there having fun. We hope people enjoy what we're doing and listen to what we have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I are pretty much, there's no BS with us. So, you make comments like that on our stuff. We're probably going to address it at some
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're being a-holes to them. We're just pointing out that, your braggadocio here is getting a little,
and like we both have invited them. Hey, come on out. Come on out. You know what? If you kick our butt shooting, great. Good for you. I'm glad. You know what? Then I got questions for you. How should I improve? Mm-hmm. That's who we are.
I even said at the end of the Prairie Dog one, you got a lot of guys in the comments like to, tell us a sniper. Just go ahead. By all means, show up. We're more than welcome to show up here. And funny how they didn't. Oh, yeah.
Josh, he chimed in here, says my boy's rifle came with the same Weaver scope and they are junk. He wouldn't hold a zero after a box of shells. Yeah, and my boys has actually lasted longer than I thought they would. And I think Savage used Weaver. I think they used some Bushnells and some trash goals, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
I mean, some companies do have the lower. But I agree with But you know what, Clay? I've bought some cheap ass Cabela scopes years ago. In fact, my buddy John has one on his 270. Guys killed monster mule deer, great marksman. It holds zero good. My buddy Kelly there who commented, he's got one that he bought for me, a used one. I think I got it for like $110, right? And they had the drop reticles were good. They hold zero. He's got on his AR. I mean, that thing prairie dog shooting with them. He was, easily we were smoking at 200 yards prairie dogs. Oh yeah, you did. Sure you did at 200 yards. I saw you on the video. But I'll tell you what, Clay. Let's hit our 5 sponsor out here and come back.
Yeah, go for it.
We'll discuss. We'll discuss a little more in a happy ending. And like I said, I don't want to go big long show tonight. Clay and I are going to keep it short because we're on again tomorrow. But hey, guys, we're going to get to some more comments too. I know I missed some comments here, but we'll get to them when we come back. And looking forward to doing a little more discussion with you guys. So we'll be right back.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Ever tried catching a fish with your bare hands or hunting a deer with a stick? Don't be that guy. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we've got all the hunting and camping gear you need. We're your one-stop shop for outdoor adventure.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Check us out at mandansportinggoods.com, or better yet, stop in to 210 East Main Street, Mandan, North Dakota. Mandan Sporting Goods, where the outdoors meets functionality. Store hours, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed Sunday. Take up arms at Mandan Sporting Goods. Your adventure starts here.
Looking for the best gun gear for every and any situation? Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
Anvil Brand LLC, raising and training tomorrow's barrel horses right out of Bismarck, North Dakota. Tracy and her family are great American patriots who not only support the Second Amendment, but they also promoted what you're looking for, top quality barrel horses. Go ahead and give Tracy a call at 701-471-6629 and tell them Guns and 701.com sent you. That's Anvil Brand LLC out of Bismarck, North Dakota.
Mismatched Converse, t-shirts tucked in, know my worth, can't tell me nothing. White Nikes, albino, can cop my stilo, head to...
That's right, Clay and I are back. I'm JD, he's Clay. 701 Nation. Clay jumped on with me tonight. Appreciate that, Clayton.
Yeah, no problem. You jumped on last night, which was great when we were missing Mike, but hey, we had a great show.
Yeah, we had a record setter night. We had a record setter.
So we're going to be having this tomorrow at K-Fire, one of the things that we're going to be giving away. And that's why I was late tonight getting here. I was over there picking these up. I got a small.
Oh, nice.
They're just the silver, and that's done by Horton Laser Craft Designs. And I believe the way it looks, I'm going to get over there, do a little filming, and he's going to do a little pictures and things. We're going to pick up a brand new sponsor in them. So I'm kind of excited about that.
Awesome. Love it.
So, yeah, Horton Laser Craft, custom laser engraving. We'll give them a quick plug here, but we're definitely going to be seeing a new ad for them. We're just deciding what level, but they do great work, and they're local.
I recommend the 250.
I do too, and they're patriots. By the way, we are live on our GAT 701. I just checked it out.
Is it? Yeah, all right, man. Awesome.
See that, yeah. So that's kind of nice to see, ain't it?
Love it. I love that. Once you get some of them comments, I'm gonna share that to my personal Facebook page, Clay.
Okay, go for it. Yeah. So let's see. Gene Cox says, I've got an old Simmons, works great. And you know what? I've got some Simmons scopes. I've got an old one I got on my Ruger 1022. That thing, I'm telling you, holds a 0, pretty good glass. I mean, it's a 22. I didn't need something real crazy on it. So I went with that.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Patterson, he says, Bushnells on the Axis 2, Weaver on the Axis. Yeah. And if I remember right, some of those Axuses also had some Simmons. But I think didn't Weaver and Simmons actually merge? I can't remember when all that was going on. As far as that goes, I have replaced it. The one I put on Leighton's gun, I actually got from Jamie. He had a Hilux, which I'd never heard of, and
Yeah.
honestly, it's doing great. I think it's perfect for that gun. Like I
Okay.
said, my son now has decided since I put him behind that 7mm 08, yeah, that's his gun now. So I don't know. I didn't have a nice Kimber rifle when I was 15 with a Leupold scope, but what the hell, right?
Right. Yeah. 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 Well,
He
Josh
loves
said
the
that
gun.
I was talking about his boy using the bog pot. He said, yeah, he does well with that. I did use that axe, and I actually used axes when we did my crossbow video there this summer. It did work pretty sweet, man. I mean, obviously it's not like proning out,
Right.
but I mean, I was pretty surprised how stable it was when that thing got a hold of it. I would definitely wouldn't mind having one of those. So
One shot. He says, I got a Bushnell 3x9 banner on my bar since 1986. There you go. Still dead on. It's kind of like, remember the K4 and the K6 Weavers? I mean, we're going old school there.
mhm.
There's still, in fact, up in my father-in-law's gun cabinet, there's several on there with the K4s or the K6s with the wide angle view,
Yeah.
and they're dead on and they're clear. I mean, especially when you think about the technology when them were built, pretty good scopes on there right now. So I haven't messed with them. I left them as is because those were his guns. And
I mean, a lot of things. It's like you definitely some of the cheaper stuff will do good for some people, but I mean, overall, in my opinion, Clay, the cheaper stuff I've ever had, some of them held 0, some of them just totally clunked out. But the glass on them, that definitely what I notice is the glass clarity. I know it's kind of a cliche saying, if you will, but it is true. It especially in cheaper binoculars, I notice it more than scopes even.
yeah, I had a guy tell me one time. I thought that was some great advice. He goes, "You can always make generally a poor shooting gun. You can probably do some things and make it shoot better. You can never make a crappy scope ever better.
No.
It's always going to be crappy." So
And speaking of making stuff shoot better, Clay, I was down at Bloodline Kinetics today, talked to Jake, took my 6.5 Creed down, and it's right, verified no man bun, right?
yeah, I got a 6.5 back there.
Yeah, he's got his barrel threading machine there. He was showing me some of the stuff on it. Right now, he said he's doing like 15 barrel threads a day. I mean, he said he can knock out a lot more than that even. But it's because before he had that, he had to take them off, and he's doing that. He's going to Duracoat it. He's going to give me the coyote tan on the whole thing. I said, just go ahead and do the barrel and everything. They're not the Duracoat, the Cerakote.
Cerakote,
I want to give her a little waterproof, and he's also starting accuracy wise. He's going to start making pre-fit barrels.
Really?
He's not quite there yet. Yeah, he was showing me. He said he maybe wants to make one when he gets her dialed in here for one of my Ruger American actions. And I said, hey, I'm down with it. I think that'd be sweet and give her a go. And so he's. I mean, it's a lot of work. Jake's a one-man show down there. He's got a lot of stuff to learn. I mean, he was showing me. So I told him, I'm like, that would be really hard for me to learn some of that stuff. But he'll get her down. He definitely got. I mean, building guns. He can build guns with pre-fit parts. I mean, he's just manufacturing some stuff now, and I mean, threading barrels. He was doing it, the old-fashioned way, and now he's got the CNC machine. And man, he said this board, he punches these things in, and it just pops it down there. And he was showing me some of the barrels that threaded. I mean, man, that is so smooth. That he's like, I don't know if I could do it this good with doing it manually. So, well, good. It's easier for him to do. He can do a lot more, make more money, and work on getting that Cerakote on stuff, and then building other people guns. So.
No, absolutely. By the way, everybody, last night's Badass was received really, really good. So thanks to Mike for that. I did get that. I didn't know if my live event was going to work. It looks like it did. It did it over here on Rumble, but that's because I had it set for your show tonight for the 701 Nation. I'll fix that later. But all the rest of the platforms, hey, Badass went
Mhm.
out. It was up there. It went
Yeah.
live. It played, and so go ahead and I do have that uploaded on the website too. So I got the website all.
And if you're wondering what it was Simo Heha. He was a Finnish sniper. I mean, he's like the best sniper of all time. He had like in 90 days he took out like 500 and some Russians, and the Russians invaded Finland, and with iron sights, mind you, in the winter.
Real.
So I did, Clay. Speaking of old at I Am Bear there on YouTube, I said, looking forward to seeing you, Simo. So we'll see if you knows who that is.
Love it. Yeah, that'll be funny. We should start all the old snipers that I mean, the Germans had a pretty deadly one too. There's been several.
Oh yeah, I mean, those guys is the shots they made with. Man, I mean, it just seems weird. We got all this CNC machining now, but these old guys, man, they did all these guns manually, and all the parts were pretty much interchanged, and they were still freaking sniping guys out of the 1,000 yards. Lynette had a comment here. She says, "Yeah, bring it up there, Clay."
So Lynette, she says, so Clay, the more school shootings that happen, they're going after mom and dad. What say you about your gun room? And I'm sure that this is just a little sampling, but yeah, luckily I live in a free state of North Dakota, so we don't have much worry about that. The states that are doing this, especially Michigan, they've actually passed laws to allow this. Mm-hmm. And I look at it this way, just like last night when we were talking, it's all about parenting, right? And if you didn't catch that, just go hit the replay on last night's episode of Guns.
Yeah,
you'll see what I think about parenting. Yeah, that was a lot of fun actually. I don't put up with any crap from my kids. I don't want to be their friend. Never intended to be their friend. I love them as my children. So I was a parent to them, not their friend. They got friends. They got friends who are reinforced.
You need to be cool dad or cool mom. I mean,
yeah, and I'm not trying to win a popularity contest with them. I want to teach them the right things, and I think that's where it comes down to. And it's you take a state like Michigan. It'll be interesting to see what happens in Wisconsin with Madison's issue there. I don't know what their law says, and I didn't have a lot of time to go dig into it today. I did hear that they must have questioned someone out of California, I saw, in relation to this. I don't know what that's about, but that just developed today.
I mean, who runs their House and Senate? That I know their governors, that Tony Evers or whatever, left. I mean,
I really don't know. Wisconsin's always went, they've been middle of the road to left.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, they reelected Johnson. I mean, that guy's one of the hardest right wingers in the Senate, which I mean, he won fairly easily too.
They're like any other state. Their population centers go left, and then the rest of the state that goes rural. I mean, you got to remember, there's a lot of dairy, there's a lot of farming, there's a lot of agri business in Wisconsin, and a lot of them, they're conservatives. So I don't know. Yeah, as far as in regards to my gun room, I'm sure that I'd be arrested in a lot of states for even showing something.
Oh yeah,
they're not locked up. Yes, there's a bunch of them are loaded. What the hell good is it isn't loaded?
I mean, if I took a still shot of it right now, Clay, I would pay more for that picture than I would any freaking Picasso. Because that liberal art shit, when I see it, them guys get all work, pay millions for. I wouldn't pay a freaking cent for most of that shit.
Well, and I bought a few supplies. I'm going to be redoing this basement down here again and redoing this. Don't worry, that's not going away. It's going to look different here, but it's going to take me a while.
Yeah, you and Deacons definitely make my studio look feeble. But sorry,
I want to be able to put my new mount up that I got from Timo. I had to copy Mike and put my AR on the gun. I do love that.
Yeah, well, I got Eric's skull. It's right over here yet. I got to figure something out here. I'm going to do that because I got a few other things. But anyway, I got happy ending real short, and then we can continue the convo here. We're a minute. I'll tell you what. If we get to an hour 20, we're gonna hard stop it on that.
I will say this: I put NRA gear on because of this. NRA judge issues final order.
Yep.
Cementing NRA reforms.
So I did say at the beginning of the show that I was going to talk about it tonight, but I said we're gonna hit it tomorrow because
that's fine. Yeah.
I
And
think,
I think it's good. I read the whole
yeah,
judgment, not even just from here. I went and looked it up, and it's a good judgment, I think.
that's what I said too, Clay. I mean, we both liked Uncle Wayne, and I can hit that last night. But yeah, I mean, time for change. And some people have gotten demoted or booted out of there for because of this. And hey,
Absolutely.
let's see what happens.
I can tell you,
NRA, they're back. Their spine's really soft. JD, no, it's not.
I personally knew Wilson Woody Phillips, and that guy, there was something about him. I just didn't trust the guy. You'd ask him direct questions because he was in charge of NRA Foundation stuff, which is Friends of NRA as well, and served in a capacity. You could never get a straight answer out of the son of a bitch. When I first got hired, I wanted to know where that other half of the money went, that comes from the States. And the same old answer we all got from previous reps. It goes to national programs. That I found out later that just really wasn't it wasn't a lie, but it wasn't the truth. And reading this thing and reading some of the things that was in the case, I think that half was going to other places once in a while. So, but it looks like it's being cleaned up. So I'm glad to see that.
So if you're curious what Clay's talking about, 8:15 tomorrow, 5:50 a.m. 99.7 FM and iHeartRadio, baby, KFOR. Look them up. Free iHeart app. The app is free. The iHeart app is free.
Yep, free. Get on there, listen in,
and the iHeart app, Clay. They've never done jack shit to us about our live.
No, never had nothing. Just let us go.
So here I got it's a double happy ending, Clay. Real short, sweet and to the point. Right. They added the second one in here. It's even shorter than the first one. So we're going Houston. A Houston, Texas homeowner's daughter awoke from her sleep Wednesday, not this Wednesday. This is last Wednesday, right, and shot and killed a home intruder. Click to Houston reported the incident occurred about 3 p.m. The intruder made entry while the father and daughter were home. Although the daughter was sleeping, she awoke to noises, and I always thought that would be freaking terrifying, right? You wake up and she remained calm though, Clay. Saw the guy inside the house, which is when she did what? She put a freedom seed through the son of a bitch. Right? Houston H-Town PD posted on X about the incident, noting prelim info is a resident of a home shot a piece of shit male breaking into the home. The scuzzball was pronounced deceased at the scene, and Houston's a better place for it. I added that last little place. and not only, but on the same day here, Clay, reported that another intruder was shot and killed on the same day in Westchester Township, Ohio. The Westchester homeowner found the scumbag in his home at about 3:30 a.m. Sunday and shot him. The intruder was transported to the hospital where the happy ending occurred, and he died. So there's two people who are never breaking into a home of good people and possibly killing them or raping them or torture and murder, any of that crap. Not going to happen because, in my opinion, Clay, these two homeowners did America a favor and took care of some complete freaking scumbags. You are a scumbag if you break into somebody's house. And so whatever happens to you, I don't care if they shoot you and then take a bat to you. You shouldn't have broke in there. You get what you get.
Absolutely. Perfect. Perfect. And I love that he assumed room temperature.
Yeah. It put a big smile on my face. So yeah. And so Clay talked about we're going to do the NRA, right? We're going to do the NRA thing, Clay. And I will send you this one here from 12/2. I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. Walmart and the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation announced a 10-year, $34.5 million renewal for the Acres for America program. And like I said, I'll send it to you. I know Clay's getting shifty. He hears that and he's like, God, I hate this guy. Which I kind of was skeptical when I saw it. But, I mean, it is for right here. Their activities on this land is good. It includes hunting, hiking, fishing, birding, if you're into that. If you're into watching birds, I mean, maybe it relaxes you, go for it, man. I mean, petting my cat relaxes me. So we'll see. But I'll send you Clay. And, I mean, it does a lot. I mean, it does a lot for people who don't really have anywhere to hunt and shit. I will say that, or shoot. I mean, it's I think it's all right, and because Walmart gets a lot of shit, right, for being, big corporate suckwad, Walmart, and I mean they're not what they used to be when good old Sam was alive, but maybe they're seeing, hey, Trump's coming in, let's get in the kitty here and get to donate, because I haven't donated this thing in like 6 or 8 years or something. I'll have to look at. I got it out of actually, you got your NRA hat on, Clay, AmericanHunter.org. So yeah.
And I'll say this: I'm always skeptical when anybody teams up
Mhm.
with U.S. Fish and Wildlife or any of the alphabet agencies.
Right.
And I'll read send me the article. I know I heard something
Yeah.
about this too, other than that article. What really gets me going is when these groups, or organizations, either one, or businesses, they buy land up and then turn it over to government entities. That one probably burns my ass more. And Mule Deer Foundation is horrible about that. So is Ducks Unlimited. They love to buy land. They've done it right here north. The Rocky
Mhm.
Mountain Elks just as bad. And then either tie it up and take it completely one direction, probably usually wrong, or they turn it over to a game and fish department or a federal agency like U.S. Fish and Wildlife or Bureau. That's the worst thing you can do. And members, they spent their hard-earned money going to banquets, like what we used to do with the NRA,
Right.
and they expect their money to be used, for the right things. I don't think
Right.
anybody ever went to them banquets to raise money so that the groups could buy the land. Maybe they did for that, but not turn it over to the government. That's a horrible idea.
And I would say too, you go to Friends NRA, I mean, people are always in a freaking great mood there, Clay.
They are. We always had a great time.
I mean, the only time I was sad is when you didn't call my number and I whipped that freaking ticket down to it. I did win some guns there. I did win some guns, so it was. I know friends that did, and yeah. I mean, if you're going there to freaking, I don't win a gun, I'm never coming back. Well, then you should never go to any fundraiser, because honestly, that's not what it's for. If you win a gun, that's a freaking icing on the cake, man.
Right. That's just gravy.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, Mandan, I've seen Mandan. I'm surprised because the last I talked to Sean, my sister-in-law, it didn't sound like they might, that Jeff and her were going to do one this year, but evidently they are. They're already on the schedule for 2025 in Mandan.
Yeah.
We need to probably try and make it to that one.
I was at this year's one. I haven't been a few years, but yeah, it was full in there. Recognize a lot of people, and
I think we ought to get a table with our stuff and
let's do it.
attend. But I think maybe
either that or we get a gun, man, or we sponsor a gun. Or I told you I'm still in on. Well, maybe we'll do that, man. I would love to do something with like the range finding binoculars, Clay.
Oh man, I love them things. Them SIGs.
Yeah.
Ones? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a pair of them by the end of the year.
Yeah, I know. I'd love to as well. It'd be so. What Brian Warner? What's he got up here? He says iHeart on Apple CarPlay never cracks and statics when you drive under a power line either.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Todd's looking right there. Oh yeah, you guys are listening to us. I've listened to. Yeah, go ahead, Clay. Sorry.
Well, tomorrow, as we know, Todd won't be joining us. We'll be there with Iron Mike Wagner.
Yep.
And 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 Central, right in that area. I imagine he's going to really. I don't know if he's going to be like some of the guys that have filled in, where boy, them breaks, they were hard breaks, and we didn't get any leeway. We'll see. But yeah, generally, we're on for 45 minutes, but really it comes out to what, about 20?
Yeah. It ain't, we get the opening segment there, and then bottom of the hour, Scott Bachmeyer's Dakota Farm Report, and then they got some commercials, and we come back on at 8:40, and
and I'm looking forward to it. I'm bringing up a little box of goodies. Like I said, we can give one of these away.
Yep.
And I'll give one of our fancier ones, the rose gold they call that, and we only have a few of these made. So.
I got we're going to do 2 giveaways, Clay. So right.
Well, I do have now. I got.
Because I was gonna say I got 2 caps yet for sure. I got like the not mossy oak, but mossy oak-ish cap, and then I got another one like the woodland camo, and and then a couple can koozies yet, and I got some mini guns in the 701 decals.
Well, what we could do, Jamie, is do 2 giveaways, because that's probably all the time we'll have.
So let's do your NRA story, and
we'll group us. Take one of these, a cap. I do have a coaster, but I'll bring some of them coasters.
Hey, so that green one right there will go real good with that like, oh, the cap I got, the bills like this right here, the woodland camo.
Perfect. That'd go great. And then I even brought, I threw a couple T-shirts in. Now I've got extra larges and medium. I'm out of everything else.
It's gonna be a good Christmas for somebody.
Yeah, so we'll release a little package of guns in the 701 gear and go out and spread the word. Tell all your friends, get them to like, follow, share, watch. I mean, that's what it's all about, and that's why we have sponsors that keep coming on, because they're hearing that, hey, we heard it on Guns in the 701.
Yeah,
not on Guns in the 701. So appreciate that from everybody. We really do.
Yep, and yeah, it's hey, if it wasn't working, we wouldn't have sponsors.
That's right, and if it wasn't working, we'd be signing off, going, "Hey, it's been a great run," But yeah, we're not doing that. So
yep, Josh Patterson says I'm too fluffy for medium and large.
Hey, Josh, if you end up calling in, and we'll talk about this tomorrow. If you end up calling in, getting the right whatever we do with that and the right answer, and I don't have the T-shirt that fits, we'll get you one made, because we do them in house here in the sweatshop in the basement.
Wow, Clay and I actually got something for Josh, anyways, because Josh, I mean,
we do.
Man, Josh is he participates in all this. Not, and I'm not slighting anybody else, but Josh is on here I'm pretty much every.
Brian and Josh, one shots on a lot. Gene and Eric. I mean, I'm just going off of the guys I know right off the top of my head. But generally, always on and supporting us. So we sure appreciate it. We generally do. And of course, we can't forget Doug. Axes and Lynette are always on too. So, right. So just guys, just we appreciate everything you do.
Yep. Yeah. Well, hey, that's where these mugs came from. Axe right here.
That's right. Right there it is, right there. 309 South Washington 701-258-6308.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you might go somewhere and get your car fixed, Clay, and the people there are nice, and they might not even freaking think you should own an AR-15, and you got 3 of them, and you're giving them your money. So,
and that's what I mean.
Me personally, I don't like doing that kind of thing.
Just like the new one we're gonna be picking up, which is Horton Laser. They're the ones that made these for me. I've been doing a little business with them anyway on some other things. He's the one that made the coasters. They've done this now. He's taking one of these right now and trying to engrave Guns in a 701 logo on it so we can put them on our microphones. So that's even cooler yet.
Oh, yeah.
So
you make me a little tiny one for my...
A little bitty tiny one.
Yeah, that'll put a little. We're not doing a show for a while. But before you run, I was kind of saying it. My next show, 701 Nation, will be episode 30. Start off the new year, January 2nd. So if you're all hungover from New Year's Day and New Year's Eve, you're just sitting around in your lounging clothes, old JD will be on there to try and entertain you on January 2nd at 8 p.m. Central. So.
And the next episode of Guns in the 701 will be episode 123. Wow, 123. That's going to be January 8th. So, but we will be on before that. Well, you'll be on after, I'll be on before. Because on January 6th, we'll be joining Michael Bell with Dakota Mornings.
Yeah, that's right.
5:50 a.m. at 9 a.m., I believe. And we'll talk to Michael. I know that he had talked about possibly going 2 hours at some point. Maybe we'd start that off in the top of the year. I don't know, but we'll have to find out here. Oh, look at there.
There we go.
Right, here we go.
There's somebody who needs a freedom seed.
Yeah.
Josh says, I enjoy the show. That's why I tune in. Thanks, Josh.
Yep, thanks, Josh. Yep.
That's awesome. So, yeah, if we were kind of talking, I know I'm running short here on time, but this next steel challenge, Clay, I'm fairly certain it's going to be the offhander. So I don't know. I don't know why the prairie dog, maybe because more people shoot deer and coyotes than prairie dogs. And that's because that coyote one's been blowing up like another 100 or 2 every hour. So, and I love that. What'd Brian say here? Elderly parents, just a Christmas idea. Go prepay for oil changes for them in LAUER Auto. Yes. Yeah,
I don't know. I know Axe is listening. Do you have like gift certificates or something you could do, or you could actually do something like that? Because that'd be the way.
If not, I mean, prepay. You can just go in there. I mean, Axe and the boys got a list there. They can.
The nice thing about LAUER Auto Repair is that is like your I guess, what would you call it? The old time local garage, and that's what I
Yeah.
love. Has
Yeah.
that small town local garage feel in Bismarck, North Dakota. They do great work, and they got a ton of bays in there. I mean, they can get a lot done, which is even better yet. So go in there and talk to Axe, and he'll get you set up. I guarantee, and he'll take
Not only
care of
that, if you got to wait a little bit when they're going, I mean, there's some NRA mags there for the, because they are
That's right.
NRA members. You can read the NRA mags,
And
American
you don't
Hunter.
see that very often. I don't know.
No.
About I always take my old ones, get my name off of them.
I
And then
used
I
to
go
do
drop
that
them
too.
in doctors' offices and things like that. And I don't
I
know
used to do
why.
that shit
What the
too.
hell?
Yeah, I love it. I used to do the same thing. So,
You
all right,
communist.
Clay, we're at 120. I
Yes.
said I was going to give her a hard stop. Let's give her a hard stop. Don't forget tomorrow, Clayton and I will be on with Iron Mike Wagner, 8:15 a.m. KFYR, 5:50 a.m. 99.7 FM here if you're in Bismarck, Mandan. Better yet, iHeartRadio. Brian just told you there's no static on it no matter where you're going. So
Yep.
get on it. We're doing a swag giveaway. Clay just went over some of that stuff. We'll have some questions. You guys got to call in and get them, and we ain't going to mail it to you. Where you got to come pick it up at the K-Fire
Yep.
studio. So.
Just leave it at the studio as your name. And so when you do call in, we've had this happen. Please stay online, probably with Mike, and he'll get your name and your address or your phone number so you can contact. If we know you, not a big deal, but we will be leaving it at the KFYR studio.
Yep. Yeah, well, we'll make sure to
Soon
remind
to
him.
be named the Guns in the 701 studio.
I just got a text why it says Lauer. That's Cooter's Garage. Just like
Cooter's Garage. There we go.
Dougie is a big Dukes of Hazzard fan, as am I. I think that's maybe where I got to liking the orange from the General Lee. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. We'll see you. I'll be back January 2nd for the next show. Clay, when's GAT 701 dropping again?
I will be dropping on January 6th. January 8th will be our next show in the next year. Of course, everything here, like tonight and last night. Last night's is uploaded. This will be uploaded pretty quick tonight, I think. It seems like not a big deal tonight. Get that up, and that'll be on iHeart, all the other places, and, of course, our website, and going live already on the platform, so we're good. But I want to remind everybody is a very blessed Christmas. It's probably my favorite time of the year. It truly is. And a happy new year. Indulge, have fun, but stay safe. I always recommend that. And that's one time I'm going to tell you. Go out, have a good time. If you want to indulge, fine. Please don't be carrying your gun because it's going to cause you issues.
Yeah, get a ride home, or if you're going to get blasted, and I mean like blasted with alcohol, don't carry your freaking gun with you. So.
All right, everyone. Well, keep your powder dry, everybody, and have a very, very Merry Christmas.